Hello, divine feminines and everyday goddesses. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a pick a card reading on messages from your masculine. So we have 3 decks here today. We've got the Radiant Tarot, the Waite, with a beautiful piece of Tiger's Eye, which represents 3rd chakra and power. The traditional Waite with a piece of beautiful blue jasper, which is the throat chakra, communication, and the beautiful Ethereal Visions tarot. And this is a piece of crocodile jasper, which opens the heart. It's a very tender, gentle healing stone for those who've been feeling wounded and abandoned. So perhaps that will inform your choice. And we're going to get started here with deck number 1. So I want to thank all of you that came to the yoga workshop. This month, we're going to be doing another one on healing and dissolving the wounds of love and dissolving the pain body. So let's take a look today from your masculine. We're going to look on 2 levels. We're going to look on the 5D and the 3D level. Let's see what he wants to say to you. What's blocking him? What he's dealing with? What's going on with him? So, how are his energies on the 5D in relation to the connection? 6 of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, that's powerful. Let's see what's going on down here on the earth plane. Okay, with this gentleman, we have the 6 of Swords. Oh, 2 6s lined up underneath each other. That represents love. That's good. The Emperor. Wow. And the Lovers. Wow. Okay, divine feminine. So on the spiritual plane with your relationship, okay, there's victory and love. The 6 of Wands is just a beautiful card, and it's all about moving forward and feeling victorious. There's a lot of forward energy going on here in your 5D connection. This can be still a little egoic, so there's a little bit of energy. This Knight of Swords energy is like a young man who's sort of rushing in with something sort of combative going on. And I'm going to say that that is some past life energy that is still coming up for clearing. Past lives, this is very youthful energy, stuff that has not really been transformed into its complete maturity. So this energy in the masculine needs to continue to be transmuted a bit. This is someone who's feeling very excited and wanting to rush in, but there's still a lot of egoic challenge going on with him, kind of a bit of a know-it-all energy. It's like he's stepping forward, but he's like stumbling still, you know. He doesn't quite have the steadiness and the footing. But if he can transmute this energy on the 5D, and that's something you can help him with, it's going to come into this Wheel of Fortune energy, which is the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. All right. So on the 5D, you guys have, it's like you've come into this beautiful place where there's some victory coming. You've done well. You've done well on the 5D. But we've got to sort of close this out a little bit so we can get into the next level of 5D healing, which is going to have a little bit more mastery to it. All right. So this connection, union energies in the 5D, they're happening, they're coming together, but it's like they're not really ripened quite yet. Okay. So see what you can do in terms of your spiritual healing to ground him. All right, so he's flying through the air. There's still a lot of mental confusion. Try and get the ring grounded, the relationship a little bit more grounded. Anchor him. You have that power in your divine empress energy to sort of anchor him a little bit so you can sort of turn the wheel and get to the next place where all this, it's like a cake that's a little unbaked, like all the ingredients have been put together, but it hasn't really congealed quite yet. But there's a new level of that coming for you guys. In the 3D, he is coming out of some choppy waters. We've got the Six of Swords here, which also represents love. There's a lot of love here between you two. Divine Feminine, and he's coming out of some hard times and he's moving through some calmer waters, and whatever he's leaving behind, it's going to allow him to step more fully into the Emperor energy. It's so interesting because out in the 5D, he's like still swinging his sword, but down here, if this clears, okay, this grounding of the energies up here, if you can get this more grounded in him, he also in this direction can start moving into some more mature energies. He's on his way to stepping into becoming much more embodied, full, in charge, forthright. And when that happens, we get the Lovers. So there's some movement towards union coming here, but it is requiring a bit of mental clarity and transmutation and working on clearing up some crazy clouds. I mean, there's just a lot of clouds here still going on, and some of that is really fifth dimensional. But as that anchors there, he starts to move forward down here, okay? So for now, I'm going to say for you, Divine Feminine, a lot of the work here is in the 5D. All right. This is, if you're in separation, reach out in the 5D and do some of that healing work. And it really is about providing that solid foundation for him. Let's see what is, let's see what this storm is about here. This kind of reckless, mental rushing and arrogant energy. What's the main issue, Spirit, in the 5D? That because the 5D can also represent past lives, right? It can be stuff that's been carried through your spiritual connection. What is the main thing up here that needs to be cleared for him? Shy. Wow, that's really super interesting. So, you know, this is somebody who is creating a lot of bluster, who's actually hiding a lot of insecurity. So this is ways that he's been bombastic in the past, and he's been covering up his vulnerability. Ways that he's held back. And this is boyish. This is just boyish stuff in past lives where he's not really embodied the divine masculine in the past. So some of that's clearing up insecurities for him and just feeling like an arrogant child. That's so interesting to me that that's what's coming out in the 5D as opposed to like that stuff we think would be on the 3D, right? But as that clears, you can find healing work to do that, to help him clear his mental ideas about self, actually. This is just somebody's like a poser. All right, he's stayed in that energy in past lives before, and it's created a block with you. But it's time to clear that out. It's time to just drop the teenage activity in past lives. All right, what would you like to say to you? Abandonment issues. I'm gonna put this here too. Yeah, abandonment issues. So there's a lot of past life clearing here for you guys. Not for you guys, but for him, that he's working through interdimensionally to get more balance. So hold the space, all right? Hold the space for him, Divine Feminine. It's not like you can do about that, but you can, you know, work energetically there. Not that it's your responsibility. I don't really see you doing a lot. It's just imagine yourself in that, holding that Divine Feminine glory and letting him, you know, ask your guides and his guides to help the resolution of these energies. Guidance for you. Work through your fears. And luck is on your side. So just as I'm saying to work in the fifth dimensionally, just be aware of how it can unearth anything that's holding you back as well from doing that work. Like if I said that about doing the fifth dimensional work and part of you went, no, I'm bucking through that. Just kind of look at that a little bit, ways that you might be just sort of holding back from being just held steady in the connection. You know, that if you allow yourself to be present and vulnerable, that he's going to take you for another ride. And know that, you know, luck is on your side. And I would say, yeah, it is. He's got the potential here of really moving into his masculine energies and becoming lovers with you again. This is the twin card. This is young love. It's young, passionate, fresh love, but it's kind of hitting a restart button here. So when you think about that, when you think about him coming through, see what kind of triggers come through for you and clear those as well. Okay? Alrighty. Lovely. That's really encouraging. That's really encouraging. Pile one. Okay, let's see what we got going on here in pile two. All right, so we've got pile two here with the beautiful sodalite, which again represents communication. Am I still on? I'm just checking because honestly, I did this beautiful reading the other day for you guys and the phone went off. I was like, what? Okay, so pile two. Messages from your masculine. Let's see what's going on here. How is his energy, spirit, on the 5D in this union? Ooh, High Priestess, the Devil, and the Queen of Wands. In the 3D, the Hangman, 5 of Rods, and the Page of Wands. Well, there is a lot going on here in the fifth dimension for you guys, all right? He has completely connected with you and sees you as his High Priestess in the fifth dimensional energy. This is so powerful to come up, all right? He knows deep in the soul body that you are his twin, all right? That you are the source of intuition, the source of the spirituality. We've got those two pillars on either side, right? The yin yang, very twinny. That you are his abundance, his fertility, his mysticism. There's a deep, deep connection up there. However, there are deep levels of toxic, codependent, and distorted love that's being cleared on the spiritual level. This is some deep, dark dungeon stuff in the energies between the two of you. There's something that is still very rooted in this connection that is deeply, deeply toxic on the energetic level that needs to be cleared. I'm seeing dungeons again. This is similar to pile one. There's past life stuff. There's witchcraft in the past in this connection that needs to be cleared on both your sides. There have been lives where you've been a witch, or he's been a warlock, mass misuse of spiritual powers. There's also sexual perversions in the past that's created a lot of toxicity. So that needs to be cleared for sure. All right. But when it does, remember that the devil is a 6. It's distorted love, but that can be transmuted. And again, he sees you as the Queen of Wands, which is that beautifully healthy, spiritual, sexy energy coming in, right? This is the spiritual side of you. This is that beautiful physical sensuous side of you. There's a little black cat down there, okay? But we gotta, you know, it's okay to have a little bit of sauce there. But this devil sitting in the center, when this gets released, it's gonna spread out into these more divine energies. Okay, see how straight on they are. They're very strong, powerful woman. He sees you as that strength. It's just kind of locked at the core by some darkness. All right. So, karmic clearing, which you can come here for. There's things on the internet, Ho'oponopono. Just cleaning out dark energies is what's up for you guys, okay? So we can get the queen and the high priestess to really live in her full glory and be free of the chains of the past that have pulled you down. This masculine, he's having a little bit more of a tougher time on the 3D, and it's not a lot of suffering. He is looking at your connection in a new way. It's starting to dawn on him. See the light around his head? Very slowly what's going on, but it's also making him feel sort of combative, and he's playing games with you. All right, this is playful combat, but it's also kind of player energy a little bit, and mixed with the Page of Wands, who's also got a little bit of that player like energy, like he's thinking of coming in. It's very sexual energy. He's thinking about it. It's kind of young and immature. This is a divine masculine he's immature. He's immature sexually. He's not really grounded in any kind of real mature masculine connection with women. He's still dicking around a little bit, okay? He may be toying around with you, so I would be aware of that and try not to get too sucked into it. However, he is very slowly starting to realize there's a kernel of realization in the way deep down where you realize that that's not cutting it. But this is someone who is just not quite growing up yet. Oh, I know that's frustrating to hear, but he's be aware if you guys are in contact and he likes to try and sweep in and sleep with you once in a while, I would be aware of that, all right? Because he's not very serious about it right now, okay? Might be other women involved. There might be other women playing around in the background you don't see. He's just kind of still sowing wild oats. And if he's older, he just hasn't grown out of that quite yet. So I'd be a little protective of yourself. What's the main emotional issue underneath this behavior? Euphoria. Okay. Let's just put that right here. This is someone who's still indulging himself in toxic playboy energies. Okay. Let's admiration. I'm going to pull up just a little bit more twin experience here too. Oh, this guy got left behind. Motivated. And I'm going to go here for a second too. Recognition. All right. He understands that you are of a higher level than this baloney, okay? He's indulging with. He admires you from afar. He recognizes your strength and your power. And there is a motivation from this new awareness to start heading in that direction, but he's got to clear this up first. Okay, he's just he's resistant and hesitant to give up that life. I don't think he really knows what's on the other side of it. Look how regal your energies are and how boyish his are. But if you can go in the past, life work, and maybe clear out the darknesses from the past, he needs to be released from that animal level of living. You know, in yoga, they say this, you know, there's 3 levels. There's animal, human, and angelic. And you, divine feminine, you've reached your angelic level, and he's still dipping around in animal playboy. So that needs to be transmuted. Guidance for you. Take time to breathe out. Breathing out, I also take as a sign of release, right? You, on one level, staying calm within yourself, using pranayama to stay in your divine energies. Don't allow yourself to get tied into that energy. Just stay away from this middle column, okay? You just stay up here. There's something on the other side for you guys that's more grounded, because this is all very spiritual energy, right? And the Queen of Wands is spiritual energy too, but there's more of a healthy, sexually connected energy, and the yellow representing that power center, a little bit of the lower chakra. So there's connection to be had here, but it's going to require you staying steady through breath and pranayama. And also that breathing out, I'm going to take that as a way to work on releasing these toxic energies from the past. Okay? All right. My lady, we still on? Yeah, we're still on. I'm doing good with the phone today. Okay, let's go to pile 3 and see what's going on here. And, if something doesn't resonate, go listen to another pile. You can also listen to more than one. Trust your own guidance, divine feminine. You know when something hits and that's right, it's meant for you. And sometimes something hits and, the whole reading doesn't have to speak to you. You can have parts of it come through. That's absolutely fine, all right? Trust your own intuition. If you go, yeah, that's it, or maybe, because these are general readings. If you'd like a private reading, just come on over to my website, everydaygoddess1111.com. I'd be happy to read for you personally. I also do karmic clearings for some of these issues that come up with past lives. All right, so let's see what pile 3 is going on. 10 of Wands, Queen of Swords, King of Wands. And down here on the earth, we've got 4 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and the 4 of Wands. Wow, that's a happily ever after twin card, but there is a bit to get through, okay? And here it is. So on the spiritual level, there's a lot of burden coming from another female energy. This is a harsh female energy, harsh with her words. This could be his mother, could be his karmic, and it could also be a mother figure or karmic figure in past lives. There's a tremendous amount of density on the spiritual level in relationship between him and his relationship with the female energies. And it's not you necessarily, it's other soul connections that he's had, that he's been transmuting, but this has been rough going for him in his spirit body. He needs to get through this to become the King of Wands, which is the masterful male spiritual energy. But this is a road. See, look how long that road is behind him. He's been walking a long road, and it's the 10. It's coming to a completion, but it's going to be a little bit, all right, for him to come through. This Queen of Swords and this one, I mean, there is this white bird here. There's sort of a peace that he needs to come to with his relationship with just the feminine energy in general. This is a divine masculine who has been very wounded and cut by women. and it has weighed him down spiritually. But he's in the process of working that through, all right? I mean, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. See this halo around him, and this, see the lions, okay? This is a man coming into his strength, right? But there's all this water behind and the clouds. There's a lot of emotional and mental disturbance that he has in his relationships with women, especially his, I'm going to say his mother. I'm going to really feel like this is about him dealing with his mother issues. So he's still working on that, all right? On the earth plane, all right, this is the Four of Pentacles, and this is someone who is trying to hold on to his money. This is the energy of grasping, miserliness. This might be a divine masculine who's been having a difficult financial time this year. He's also just trying to hold on to his earthbound version of life. This is an interesting Four of Pentacles, because in this one, it's a woman. And in the traditional, it's like some greedy old man. And in this sense, I'm going to say that he's resisting seeing the divine feminine in her spiritual body. He's rather be holding on to this very kind of 3D version of looking at the world. You know, you sort of like go to work, you drink your coffee, you know, you watch the Super Bowl, you know, just like he's hanging on. He's just hanging on to the way things have been a bit. And the truth of the matter is, the Knight of Pentacles is someone who, he owes you an apology, you know? He owes the apology. He's kind of wanting to come forward with a message for you. And he needs to move through that energy to get to this happy home. This is somebody who sees union with you. He sees it in the real world, okay? It's not just up in the spiritual thing. This is very powerful for the Four of Wands to come out in the 3D section of the reading. But he needs to let go. He needs to let go and sort of come clean and communicate truthfully about how he's been. And if he can release ego there and make that communicative move, you guys could start moving through the last blockages to union. Let's see what's causing him to resist that apology. Projection. All right, well, that's a bit complicated, because that means that he's still trying to blame you a little bit. This is very youthful energy. This is someone who is still trying to put the issues, his own issues, at other people's feet, or thinking that they're the ones that are having the problem. He's not really fully owning his own behavior, right? His own grasping, his own hesitancy to own up to things. But that's what he's moving through, all right? That's what needs to be moved through for him to get there. Let's see what he wants to say to you. What does he want to say to you? Surrender. He's trying, okay? He's trying to surrender to this. There's an awareness here. And see this beautiful butterfly, this metamorphosis, all right? He may be resisting this. Nobody likes to be in the wrong. Like, nobody likes to fess up to themselves, right? It's a difficult thing to do. But he sees it out of the periphery of his eye. He does. He knows that it needs to, that he needs to move through that energy, you know, to get to this transformational place. Because mine's just going to stay, he's just going to stay a little stuck there. You deserve love, divine feminine. Oh, right? He knows that you are so beautiful and ascended and spiritual. He knows that you deserve so much, but he's working through some sticky stuff, okay? He's got his mother issues up here, and then on the 3D, he's just a little bit of a stubborn boy who wants to be right and wants everybody else to be wrong, and you know, he's just trying to hang on to how things have been, but the universe is pushing him. The universe is pushing him, all right? So have a little faith in that, because he's not going to get away with this for much longer. Okay. All right. I hope that helped. And again, if you please, hit the like button and comment and share would be great. And if you'd like to come see me again, www.everydaygoddess1111.com. And I'll see you later.